Welcome to Fancy Sense. I'm Fancy. This is my personal finance and lifestyle channel I created to help everyday people make it make sense. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to be a part of the Fancy Sense family, and make sure you hit the bell notification to get notified every day, every time I upload new content. Today we're going to be talking about balling on the budget. No. We're going to be talking more about setting intentions with our money. So let's get into it. So you ever get to the middle of the month and then you realize that there's more month left than money? So you still have to pay your bills, you still need to get your nails done, get a haircut, get your hair done, but there's just not enough money to do all of these things. That's where budgeting comes into play. But what I like to say is let's set intentions with our money, because when you're setting intentions, it adds more value to it. Budgeting has such a negative connotation. So when I started saying, okay, I'm not just budgeting, I'm being intentional with my money so I can have value in the things that I spend my money on. Because remember, what you're doing with money is just you're trading your money for something that you feel is more valuable than your dollar. So you want to make sure that with those intentions, you do have the value piece. And remember, you work too hard to not ball on the budget. So always remember that, or to not ball with intention. So today we're going to be talking about the top 3 things that I do to be intentional with my money. So the first thing I do is at the beginning of the month, I know how much money I'm expecting. So if you're like me and you have inconsistent income, it's important to be able to look ahead and say, okay, I'm expecting this amount of money, so this is how I'm going to plan out my money for the month. So that's the first thing I do. Because I have inconsistent income, I have to do that. But if you have consistent income, it's even better because you already know what you're expecting each month. So that's number 1. Know how much money you're expecting each month. Number 2, set up auto pay through your bank account. Not through a company. Make it automatic. Setting up auto pay through your bank account just makes your life easier. Have you ever received a bill from a company and then the company is charging you more than what you agreed to pay them? If you have auto pay set up through the company and they charge your account, that's how you get hit with overdraft fees if you're not expecting to pay that. So if you set it up through your bank, it just makes it easier. If you all want me to do a detailed video on how I do that, just make sure you comment below, and later on down the line I could do a video on that. But the easiest thing to remember is to set up bill pay through your bank account. Make it automatic. So the third thing I do is I establish what's most important for the month, and I create intentions with it. And I also make sure I hit that like button on YouTube videos that I watch. So if you're here and you've made it this far, I know you like the content, just make sure you hit the like button. I know it's there. It's always there. Make sure you like Fancy Sense. Alright, so let's get back into it. So like I said, the third thing I do, I establish what's most important for the month. So I know how much money I'm expecting. I've already paid my bills because they're on auto pay. Now I can have fun and I can do the things that I enjoy doing. So what I do is I come up with what I feel like is most important for me for the month. So for me, I'll start with one of my biggest luxury expenses. I call it a luxury. It's my food budget. My food budget is ridiculous because I like to eat really good quality food. So, and that probably explains why I'm working on that. We're getting there. But it allows me to have that value. That's something that I value. So, and I have a budget each week for how much I'm going to spend on food. Now, I'm human. Sometimes I go over that budget. So when I go over that budget, then that's when the responsibility I have to take with me. And that may mean I can't do something that month. I may not be able to go shopping as much that month. I may not be able to hang out with friends as much that month because I decided to go to Chick-fil-A or get a Popeye's chicken sandwich one too many times during the week. So that's how I establish what's most important for me for the month, and I adjust accordingly. So that way when the end of the month comes, all my bills are paid. I've had some fun. I couldn't do everything, but I was able to do some of the things, and now I'm living within my budget. And the biggest thing I had to realize is that if I want to do more, I have to figure out ways to earn more. So what we talked about today, the top 3 things that I do to set intentions with my money. I know how much money that I'm expecting each month. I make sure all my bills are set up on auto pay, and I establish what's most important for me for a particular month. Living on a budget doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be such a bad thing, especially if you view it as I'm setting intention and I'm creating more value in my life by setting intentions with my money. So always remember that you don't want a lot of money to control you. You control the money. You control your life. Nothing controls you but you. So make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching. I'll be back next week with new content. And this is Fancy Sense. I'm Fancy. Well, we make it make sense. Chug on them. I'm about to go get that Popeye sandwich though.